Welcome to another Tales from the Table. I got a story for you from this last weekend. I got to spend a beautiful weekend with the most incredible people. One of our group of friends, though, was in a lot of pain. He broke his spine 9 years ago and has been paralyzed for a long time. And just a beautiful heart, beautiful communicator, talks a lot, lives with his heart, beautiful human being, just one of those gems in the world that is putting good things out there. And so when I saw him just in this massive discomfort in his left shoulder, I asked him about it, and he said, yeah, I haven't been in this much pain since the injury happened 9 years ago. So we went and we laid him down and did some work on him. He had a pinched nerve. It felt like it was at the root at 5-6 area, C5, C6, but the whole neurology of the system was on fire. So we had to get into the whole neuromeningeal system and take out pressure through the whole line to be able to decompress this fire in his system. He's paralyzed from the waist down. And there's a dural adhesion from this injury on that left side. So we just did some cranial stuff. Again, we have the whole nervous system's on fire. Even though the pinching's happening here, we needed to work systemically in his body. So opening up the vagus nerve, getting into the jugular foramen, allowing some space to be expressed because he's in the wheelchair. He's already in a forward head posture and he's using his arms because he's a talker and a communicator. He's again shortening through this pattern. So we had to think systems. We had to think about his whole body. How do we unwind his body in a bigger capacity? So we started with cranial work, unwinding some of that fire, getting a little blood into that brain stem, getting some space into the cranial system and some space into the vagus ganglia so that the vagus nervous system can start adding a little bit of parasympathetic. Before we started drawing the lines, the ulnar, the median, and the radial nerves, all which had some degree of fire to them, getting into the axillary nerve, and then we could start doing more work into his actual space to create space through the discs, because when the nerve is compressing, there's inflammation at the nerve root, but then we're also going to have some disc issue that's going to be compressing into this. So we had to create some elasticity into the system so that when we started derotating how these vertebrae are on him, that the discs would be able to have that mobility to come with us. Interestingly enough, because I think he's such a communicator as his way of being in the world, we had to get into the hypoglossal. Now, the hypoglossal has its own foramina. So again, we're just opening up different portions of the brain and portions of the neuromeningeal system, but creating a little space into his hypoglossal was another layer of his body at the very end to just have a little more space and have that length and take that fire out of the system. It was a pleasure to work with him. It's an honor working with such good human beings, and a little explanation of what we did to get the fire out of this person's shoulder. He needs to follow this up with neck traction on a regular basis. In my perfect world, we'd get him in some movement stuff to counteract his wheelchairing with some upper body strength, getting him out, getting him open. So we will follow up and have a conversation with him about those pieces. Anyways, I hope you're having a blessed day.